I haven't actually worn this shirt in a long time. Hi everybody, it's Wednesday and we are nearing April 27th, which was originally supposed to be May 4th. So in preparation of Infinity War, I wanted to do a video where I talked about my predictions. This is a huge movie. Everybody so far in the MCU is coming together and taking down one collective villain. So within the last couple of days, I asked some of you for your Infinity War predictions as well. So I'm gonna go through what my predictions are and what your predictions are. Sarah has a single prediction that I don't think is ever gonna happen, but she just wants to watch Ant-Man die, preferably by having Sam step on him, but they were on the same team in Civil War, and I don't think they've been in another movie together since then, so I don't think that's gonna happen. So my first prediction isn't actually like a prediction, I guess it's my ridiculous prediction. I can imagine Thanos retelling the story, I guess, to like other prisoners. I'm assuming they're gonna put him in the kiln if they're not killing him.
He transformed himself into
Infinity Stone.
And he knows that I love
Infinity Stones.
So I went to pick up the
Infinity Stone
to admire it, and he transformed back into himself, and he was like, yeah, it's me, and he stabbed me.
If you don't follow me on Twitter or Tumblr, then you don't know, like, what Ragnarok has done to me. So Disney and Marvel for a while were marketing Infinity War as a two-part film series on its own, but they haven't been doing that in a while. I don't know exactly when they stopped. They started just saying Infinity War and Untitled Avengers 4. I thought that either Tony or Steve or both of them were going to die. Chris Evans has already confirmed that he's gonna be in the Untitled Avengers 4 movie, and I think Robert Downey Jr. also still has at least one movie on his contract. I could be wrong about that, and you are more than welcome to tell me that I am, if I am. What that ends up meaning is that I don't really think that Tony or Steve are going to die in this movie. Clearly, Steve will be exiting the MCU in any case. I'm only sad about that because I've come to like really respect Chris Evans, and I really like Steve, but at the same time, I'm ready for there to be a different Captain America. My prediction that I would like to have happen is that Steve will pass the Captain America mantle onto Sam, who clearly has done the work and deserves it. What I think they're probably going to do instead is give it to Bucky. I don't think he's really ready to be Captain America. So a lot of your predictions were that Thanos was personally going to kill Loki, but the thing is, Loki has already died twice in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and neither death has meant anything. I also just want to know like where you're getting this information from. If it's the comics, it's one thing. We all know that the movies do not do everything that the comics do. Clint Barton is a prime example of that. I've been talking about for a while now how I want somebody, pretty much anybody, to just yell out Peter like in the middle of a battle, and both Peter Quill and Peter Parker turn around and are like, what? People on the internet have pointed out that it should be Gamora, especially since like Gamora will turn around and look at Peter Parker and be like, not you, sweetie, it's fine. Vision is definitely gonna have the stone ripped from his forehead. Does he just kind of revert back to Jarvis state? So we've all seen the trailer where Thanos is literally like squeezing Thor's head, and I just have to say that I am fully 100% prepared to kick that angry raisin's ass back into space if he harms my lightning husband. Also, there's an article going around about how the Russo brothers didn't really want to listen to Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth about the characterization of Thor from Ragnarok. I just want to say that the original article, I think it's the original, but the article that I've seen the most circulated is from the Daily Mail, which my UK friends tell me is not a reasonable source. So these are some predictions from you guys, from Twitter, from Tumblr, from our YouTube community tab, and a couple from Instagram actually. If there isn't a scene with Sherry schooling Tony on how to properly use a piece of tech, I'm walking out of the theater. Same friend. We're all expecting this to happen. 80% Loki dies, but if he doesn't, I will be pleasantly surprised and happy. Does Tom Hiddleston not have any more Marvel movies on his contract either? My prediction is that I will cry the whole time and not even get to watch the movie, so I'll have to go see it again. I will probably cry. I think Hawkeye is gonna surprise us all. Clint Barton, as he stands in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is just not good. Heimdall has the Soul Stone. He has these odd gold eyes that like no other Asgardians have. He apparently says that he can see trillions of souls, specifically souls, a couple of different times in Thor 2, which we barely talk about ever in this house. His golden armor has an orange gem in the breastplate, roughly the size of the stone in Vision's forehead. And Peter is going to die. By Peter, she means Peter Parker. And also thinks that they're going to use the time stone to bring him back. I think that Thanos will definitely gain all the Infinity Stones by the end of part 1 as the sort of climax, and then part 2 will be everyone fighting Thanos together with literally every Marvel character. Tony will mock Cap's beard at least twice out of an insecurity because his beards are his thing. It's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. Also because like Tony is probably still very angry about what happened in Civil War. There will be an unexpected tragic death of a secondary character that is widely liked and people will riot. I could see it happening more with Joss Whedon than I could with the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers did not insist that Nat and Bruce were a thing. I predict that Paige will sob and scream my lightning husband through her tears. I feel so attacked right now. Just more Shuri. Yes. My babies, Thor and T'Challa, will have some sweet bonding moments being leaders of a whole people and defending the universe at the same time. And then in response, I said, honestly, I want a moment like in the first Thor when he tells Jane that Midgardian science is eons behind Asgard, but Thor is Jane and T'Challa/Shuri is/are Thor, because I know my lightning husband would love the irony in that. And there will be at least one incident where someone who wasn't in Captain America Civil War calls Peter Tony's son. Honestly, like, Thor's internal clock should not work. Realistically, I could see Thor coming back to Midgard and being like, yeah, it's totally feasible that Tony and Pepper had a son 17 years ago, and that was the last time that I saw them, which would be heartbreaking, only for like 5 minutes before Tony tells Thor that Peter is in fact not his son. Nebula steals the fully powered gauntlet from Thanos and gets to be the final boss. The thing about Nebula is that she's written in a way by James Gunn that makes me feel that she can't move past what happened to her until she gets revenge, which is why I want her more than any other character in the current Marvel Cinematic Universe to get rid of Thanos. Someone points out that the team has 2 James and 2 Peters, 2 Stevens. They're spelled differently, but they're still 2 Stevens. At least one character is revealed to be trapped in an illusion created by the Mind Stone, and the movie is the recollections of that illusion running on repeat. I don't like what this implies. It's very bleak and existential. One of the first scenes will have Thor and the Asgardians meet Thanos. Thanos will kill most of them, and Loki tries to hide the Tesseract, but fails. It will be heartbreaking after Ragnarok had such a beautiful ending. I hope to God that the Russos do not go there. But it does make sense with, you know, what we've seen of Thor in the trailer. I'm very concerned for Valkyrie now. Tessa Thompson is not on the IMDb list. Valkyrie is in none of the promotional stuff, but Valkyrie is there with Bruce and Thor and Loki and Heimdall. Unless, like, they get attacked and Thor gets knocked into space and literally runs into the Guardians and has left Valkyrie in charge of Asgard. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to click the little bell button below so that you don't miss any of our other videos. If you're not already subscribed to The Princess and the Scrivener, please do so down below, especially if you'd like to see more videos on Disney, intersectional feminism, pop culture critiques, and more. One of us will see you next week. Ryan Coogler is sitting on the sidelines like, Joe, Anthony, do the thing. Every single Thor movie, Heimdall is like, I'm gonna go against what the Monarch says and just do what I know is right.